Hello Year 9. So today I've asked you to design a heat transfer star in your books, and then what we're going to do is we're going to draw it out onto our fabric. So first of all, mark it out in pencil. So you can see I'm doing that just now. I'm just going to draw out just a 5-pointed star. You don't know how you can do a 6-pointed star, you can do a multi-pointed star, whatever you want, but it has to be identifiable as a star because that's the theme for our samples. This is just testing out the techniques. What you can put whatever you want on your t-shirt. Obviously it needs to be politically correct. So I am just outlining this, so that gives me a guide. Now what I want you to try and do is to do an interesting effect with the heat transfer crayon. So I want you to be able to do some colour blending. So I'm going to start off with a blue, and I'm just going to, with the tip of the heat transfer crayon, I'm going to outline my shape. Okay. So if you want to blend, you're going to use the side of your crayon. Okay, if you want to have definition, you need to use the side of your crayon. And obviously you can peel back the wrappers. Okay, so inside my star, I'm going to start off by using the side of my crayon. You can see it's much lighter and less defined. Okay, and I'm using a direction, I'm doing it in a direction. So you can see each of my star points I'm doing in one direction. Okay, so I'm starting off with one colour, and I think you can colour in your design in your books, but I want to see obviously some technique in colour blending on your actual sample. Okay, so obviously I'm going in one direction. You can turn it around to make it easier and to colour in. And then in the middle, I'm going to go a bit lighter and go into the middle. So it looks like it's all coming from one point. Okay, now I'm going to blend in to the points a darker blue. Okay, so you can see I'm going over the top of my initial blue. Okay. And I'm starting with the point of the crayon, and then I'm lightly going to the side as I go into the middle. And I'm going to do that on each of the spikes of my star, and you can see that that's going to get a graduated effect. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then we can use the side of the crayon to go into the middle. Okay, so it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. Okay, so showing a graduation of tone. Okay, so in the middle of my star, I think I'm gonna do some silver. Okay, so blending the silver into my blues. So I'm starting from the middle of my star now. Blending outwards. Okay, so there's a little bit of silver in there. It is a kind of metallic silver. It looks like a bit more of a grey though as you do it. Okay, and then in the middle of my star, I'm going to use my white. So I'm going to start in the middle, and then I'm going to graduate out. So the middle of my star is going to be a little bit more shiny with the white. Obviously this is just one way to blend the colors. Okay, and it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. Okay, so you want a contrasting color on the outside, so I'm going to go for red. Okay, so something that stands out against the blue, and I'm going to have a red line around the outside. Now you can take these star designs and just go a bit crazy. You can add extra stars, you can layer them up. obviously you can see at the moment I'm using the tip of the red to add definition. It's almost defining my design, and just like that, making it stand out. Okay, so from that, what I could do is I could blend in my pink, okay, because that's a harmonious colour, okay, and it will go into the red quite well, so you can go over the top of those colours, okay, and make your own colour, just like colour mixing with paint, okay, mixing two colours together is going to make your own colour, which is a skill in itself. So some of the heat transfer crayons are in boxes, some of them are in tubs, and they all work the same. There's different shades and tones. Okay, so now I'm going to see what else I can find. I'm going to use an orange. An orange will blend well with the pink. Okay, and as I go out, you can see lots of colour blending. Okay, you'll see that if you don't stretch the fabric as you colour blend, then you'll get wrinkles and it doesn't look so smooth. Okay, and try and take it out to the whole edge of the fabric, because when you'll sew this onto your background, this one can be quite interesting. Okay, and then so from that I might go into so at the moment I'm using the side of the orange. Okay, so you might not like these colours, you can blend your colours however you want to. I'm just doing a demonstration. So a good one to blend into orange could be the yellow. Okay, so obviously going over the top, okay, this is going to make it look a lot more bright, okay, because yellow makes everything shine really. Okay, so this blue star is so blue obviously is a cold colour, and red, pink, orange and yellow are warm colours. Okay, and so getting that really interesting effect as you go through. Okay, and then we can cut it to size and, like I said, sew it onto the sample. To fix the colours on your heat transfer, you need to put one layer of newspaper on top of your design, and then you need to get a hot iron, hold the handle and iron the newspaper. Now what will happen is the heat from the iron will fix into your fabric, and any excess crayon will go onto the back of the newspaper. Then that piece of newspaper goes into the bin. That's how you fix your design. Okay, I look forward to seeing yours.